Yo, 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 kiddo, everybody, what's up? It is Robett, public call-in show. This is spontaneous. This is happening right now. If this pops up and you see this, click it, and I'm about to pop a link where you can literally come and join the show right now. Boom, there it is, online. Um, if you're on Facebook, Power Moves Crew, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're at, how's the weekend? What'd you get up to? What have you learned about yourself? What has been the biggest struggles, challenges? You want to pop in and say what's up? Join the show. I'm going to put a thing. Join the show now. Boom. Clicked. Done. If you're seeing it on Facebook, that's the link right there. It's a StreamYard link. I've been searching a bunch of it. Feel free to jump in the mix. 12 of you now. If you're watching this, comment, say hi, so I can see you and say who it is, and I can give you props back. And if you want, you are literally more than welcome to hit the link, which says right there, and join the show. Maybe we've had some weapons. This show is clearly becoming a thing, and it's really cool that I can talk to a whole bunch of different people. That's great. But now I see there's, I think 16 now. There's a whole bunch. Oh, PJ Campbell, PJ, you're in there. Whole bunch more. Bro, see you again, loves. Boom. Caddy Batch NZ, Bro, back to you. Keith, boom, in, done. You're live. Keith, what's your name? Where you from? Have we met? I don't think we've met before. Go, introduce yourself.
No, we haven't. Robett, Keith Delmar, Franklin Park.
Franklin Park. New Plymouth.
That's the one. Yeah, New Plymouth, rocking New Plymouth.
All right, tell me a Corona story. What have you learnt about life, yourself, New Zealand, whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoying working from home during the lockdown. I'm lucky enough to work for an essential service and get to have my office at home. And yeah, and that's good. I get to be at home with my family. My wife is, number one at home, making things happen. So life at home has been good.
Yeah, you have to say that. Okay,
I'm glad I built the cabin.
There you go. What essential service do you work for? What type of business you in? What's your skill set? Clearly, you've got a fancy headset on, so I'm imagining we're going tech, and you game on the side.
Right on. No, I'm not too fancy. Stock standard business attire. Now I'm a bit dressed up because I'm in the cabin that I built in the backyard just prior to COVID-19. So I'm lucky that I built this thing. I've got all this bush out here right out the window.
Oh, that is dope.
I got a live stream. Anyways, here's the deal.
You got a tripod and shit there. I mean, I can see you got a little lights. Yeah, but I see that you got the light stands. You're rolling with some.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Let's hear some gear. We got a loft up stuff. Okay, so here's the deal. I work for a utilities company, a lines company. That's all I'll say, just because they don't like being included in all my crazy media shit. But I think they love me. I'm a marketer, so I'm a marketing strategist. So I deal with online stuff, and also when you're working for a big utilities company, you often end up running marketing campaigns and projects, internal projects, was it internal comms or external comms. So in my past, I had 10 years in the food industry in New Zealand. So running my own companies and in the health food sector and the organic sector up in Auckland. We built some yurts up in Auckland. That was fun. Our Mongolian roundhouse. We're a bit crazy. I always said I want to be a hippie in a business suit. And I think I made it happen. Down here, inspired by your live broadcasting, I'm enjoying the streams. I like your use of technology.
And, thank you. It's not mine.
Really
I did not make it.
No, but you're using the streaming technology appropriately, And the other thing we've got going is just down here in Taranaki, I started doing a little thing on Facebook for a local radio station. Very rural.
Get your plug in, but plug. Yeah,
no,
definitely get it in before whoever's going to join next jumps in.
Please,
go for it.
Somebody jump in here, kick me out. It's the Keith Delmar Morning Mindset on the Hakanui Radio. So if you look on Facebook, Hakanui Radio, right on. It's basically me fulfilling a life dream to start teaching people about how to get motivated and teaching people how to inspire themselves and get inspired. So
pause.
High five.
No, pause. Give the listeners or watchers that are not feeling motivated, inspired, or that are down right now, what can they do? How do they get their headspace right? Flex on them.
Absolutely. Here you go. So listen up, everybody. you're stuck at home. Maybe you just lost your job. Things are really tough right now. Maybe it's a bit stressful with the family if you have one. If you don't, you're wondering how you're ever going to have one in your bubble. Anyways, here's the deal. What I want you to do is I want you to take this time to start looking in, start listening in to what is that little itching thing that you've had all along in your mind since you were a kid, and it's just plaguing you. It always comes up. I want you to tune into that, and I want you to think, what is that thing that's buzzing right now? Do I need to start baking loaves of bread for my community? Do I need to start giving back in some way? What is going to keep you going? What's the thing that at the end of the day, it's all about you? And I want you to really focus on you. What's it going to do for you? Is it going to, if you set some goals for yourself, are they going to fulfill you in the end of the day? Is it going to give you more confidence to go forward and do the next thing? But most of all, most importantly, is use this time during the lockdown, if you have time available to yourself, to start looking in and start thinking a bit out of the box. And if you need help thinking creatively, listen to Robett, give me a call. You know, think differently, but take some time to start listening to yourself, and also, you know, set some goals and, you know, get out of your comfort zone. If you're lucky enough, we're very fortunate to be in New Zealand and have a system in place that if you lose your job, you are still going to be able to survive. This is really, really big. And if that system is supporting you right now, there's no going out and getting a job tomorrow, not easily. So take this time at home to start thinking about what you can do. Maybe if it's a little bit of an entrepreneurial idea that you have stuck it back in your head, take that and run with it. Start playing with it. You know, they say fail fast, fail forward. You got to do things. You got to start somewhere. And I encourage you to start now. Start a Facebook group. Get on there and, you know, I'm going to start another one. Why not? I've got a few things on my plate, but I like spinning plates. I'm going to do a Taranaki live and start connecting with my community. And anybody that wants to be in the group that can go live, they can go live. And just like we hear Robett Live, this was awesome. Awesome initiative. I love whatever software you're using. Your StreamYard. Nice.
StreamYard. That's the one. I hold no secrets. Everyone is more than welcome to steal whatever. Dude, I felt quite hyped there. You're quite good at it, mate. You got to come and keep cranking that shit out. Taranaki. You just got to watch out for Taranaki hardcore, man. That you guys got some crazy weed down there, man. You guys got some shit going on. It's
from what I understand, the mushrooms grow really well down here. Not that I know anything about mushrooms.
Dude,
but
you've got an American accent. You're wearing a flipping Kathmandu hoodie. You're in New Zealand building yurts and shit, and you've got a flipping gamers thing. Dude, you're on some shit. I flipping love your vibe. Okay, thanks, give a plug for where they can see is it the Hukanui radio show? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So hey, here's the deal. KeithDelmar.com. So that's KEITH. Delmar is DELMAR.com. It's my current website, and I'm going to say the classic thing. My website that needs updating, but hey, I have a full-time job. I have a family, but I'm going to try to make everything happen. So the Hukanui show is on that website. You know, join the mailing list. That would be awesome. Yeah,
there you go.
Rocking.
Plug it up. Love your work, brother. Thanks for calling in to the Robett Live Spontaneous Public
Hey, I'm here.
Show.
Cool. It's my afternoon tea. See ya.
Oh, man. Later, bro. Oh, good banter. Straight in there. Not even pissing around. George Beatty. Go Keith. Keith Newell. All right, pissing off to go learn guitar now, finally. Rawiri Marshall. Gold. Oh, please be Abe Dyer that just said Chief. Please be Abe. Is it Abe? It's Abe! Yes!
Good, am I right?
Bro, it just popped up and said Chief, and I was like, I flipping just hope it's Abe. I just came in blind. Okay. Quick context.
Bang, it's the only way to go, man.
Go.
Hey?
Hit him with the fire for those who don't know who the chief is. 808 Mafia.
Yeah, bro. So 808 Mafia, 808 House of Training. So we ran a group fitness business in Albany pre-COVID-19. And then when shit hit the fan, we snapped our fingers and we've now become a virtual gym where we train, I think we've got about 90 virtual members. We do 27 classes a week and crushing life, man. So COVID-19 has probably been a headache for a lot of people, but it's been a blessing in disguise for us. So it's been a pretty cool epic learning experience, and I've had to learn on the fly. So that's me in 30 seconds.
No, I get it. It's good to see you, brother. Good mate, good homie. Stoked to see you making the moves. You've pivoted on the commercial sector quite rapidly.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know as well,
we had to.
Abe completed, I think it was it 5? How many years did you do the World's Toughest Mudder? 3 years.
Oh, so I did four years back to back doing World's Toughest Mudder. So that was like the 24-hour obstacle race in Las Vegas, and it's a 5-mile course, and we do as many laps in a 24-hour period of that 5-mile course, and it's about 30 obstacles per lap, and every obstacle must complete, otherwise you get disqualified.
And
so I've done that
for
24
hours straight.
Yeah, man.
No sleep. Straight at it.
No sleep.
The only two people, there's only two types of people that do this race. One is just flipping psychopaths. Number two, if you potentially were in the military in the SAS. So lucky you're number two.
Like the funny thing is with an event like the World's Toughest Mudder is I remember I remember vividly, at like 2 or 3 in the morning thinking, I absolutely love being here. I am suffering beyond suffering. I've done, 115 kilometers already. I've done 500 plus obstacles. My hands are ripped.
You're bleeding.
I'm
paid for it.
Yeah, and I'm pissing on myself because you can't stop to go to the toilet. So you're basically running and peeing on yourself as you're doing all of this sort of, And I remember distinctly. I'm going over a ridge, and all you can see in the background is the Las Vegas Strip, and you can see the famous Luxor pyramid with the light going into the sky. And I remember saying to myself, I'd much rather be here than in there.
Dude.
Yeah, which is amazing because I've been in there as well, and it's amazing inside that. But and I've learned a lot, and I think stuff like that has helped me pivot to what's happened now with COVID-19. It's that whole improvise, adapt, and overcome, and basically as soon as we saw it, we had to improvise a solution for our members and our culture and our community and everything else. We had to adapt to our surroundings, which is now me and literally my doorway. That's my desk.
No, but you've got good lighting. As long as you've got the lighting that comes in this way, you're fine.
Yeah, and it's really good, because in my garage it's completely the opposite.
No, so let's go there for a sec, right? As ex-military, your headspace has seen perspective, actual perspective. Your headspace has seen risk. Your headspace has seen consequence. Your headspace has seen speed and actual real risk in the real world. Now, when you see, and it's, I've always said the thing, there's gnarly CEOs, ex-military and elite athletes. There's this flipping something, and I don't know what it is, and I've been trying to put my finger on it for ages, around how their brain can just go into a different zone to think about speed to act and do it kind of non-emotively, almost like it's just like, yep, cool, boom, go, and you just flip and you go there. So it's quite interesting to see that you've I guess successfully transitioned the headspace from one career into the other. For those that have been paralyzed through fear at that moment when shit hit the fan, you probably went into offense, or like flipping, giddy up, bring it on, challenge, rah, right? 90% of people probably don't, probably, because they either haven't seen it before, or don't have perspective. What advice would you give them to get the headspace in the right way to be able to approach those challenges or upcoming challenges right now? Because I think it's something that's hard to deconstruct, and I can't do a good job at it. But do you have thoughts about that?
Well, dude, it's a really interesting point. The way that I liken it, the situation to the COVID-19 lockdown bang, is in the military we used to have a thing called the fog of war, right? And the fog of war is this really confused space, right? So if this is our end state, right, and there's all this stuff that's in the middle, and we're over here, and we've got to try and navigate our way through to the end state, which is our goal, which is, i.e., run a business successfully through this crazy time. When COVID-19 hit, if you think about what we're so used to being in, which is, we know where our bottom line is. We know our sales funnels. We know this. We know that, and it's very segmented, very linear. We know how all this works, and basically with a flick of a switch, it all went up in the air, and none of us knew where this was all going. And the only way I know how to deal with stuff like this is I know that this is my end state, but I don't look for it. I just go, where's my first task? I hit that as hard as I can. And then out of that, my next task happens. And then I hit that, and then I hit that, and then I hit that. Yeah. And you've got to, the best way I can describe it is screw trying to plan, just make a decision. And no matter if it's right or wrong, a decision is still a decision that you can then task. And if it's wrong, then you can then pivot to go to where possibly the right decision is. Don't sit there and go, what if? Because you'll just be sitting there 2 days later going, I haven't done anything.
Yeah,
instantly, as soon as you just got to be a person that just, I'm willing to take the step. Out of the stuff that happened with this COVID-19, I've probably made 80 bad steps to my 10 good ones. But as long as I made those bad steps, it has made me go to a good one. But I just had to make a decision, and a couple of them were really bad, and I had to go, whoa, and that's not a good thing to do, but that's okay. I can come back from it, and I can pivot somewhere else. And my business is really simple. I'm not in logistics. I'm not in supply and demand. Like I'm basically a service-based business, right? I provide training. Training is a really easy business to run, and it was super easy to transition to a virtual gym. The biggest thing we had to do was change the way that we priced it. And so we're able to help our community by making it a little bit more manageable for them. At the same time, we're actually able to bring in some new members, which has been awesome. We're bringing in a couple of new people per week, which is helping to then grow us a little bit. And then, we're already planning, okay, what happens when we get to COVID, when we get to level 3 and level 2 and and when we're going to be basically living at level 1. So, and it's opened up new business ideas for the future.
It was interesting. We had, I don't know if you saw the one we had the bro Clive Omerod, the CEO of Les Mills, on, and he was saying his strategy didn't change a single bit. This was exactly what they had planned in. All that happened was it got escalated from like three gears to 3 days or whatever it was. And so they've seen it, and then in a weird way, you're probably, for mostly the gym owners or people that do this training sort of education stuff, they probably aren't as maybe technology passionate to amplify business as potentially you or integrated or understanding it. And the fact that you've been so willing to adapt and embrace this technology has actually literally been able to pivot, if not save your business, right? Which is pretty incredible.
100%. I think you did your first live community people jump on. And I remember watching one of the bros. He was he's a Māori guy. He had a big beard, a real cool dude. I can't remember. I think he was into
Pat McPhee.
Yeah. And and he was talking, and I was like, man, how's Robett doing this? And then I saw StreamYard, and I was like, dude, I can do my show. And so we've already launched RX Debrief again. We've already done one show and another one coming up on Friday. But we've also launched the 808 Breakfast Club. And basically that's me and Moana. And every morning at 8:08 a.m., because we're the 808 crew, at 8:08 a.m., you have breakfast with us. And we sit down and we just talk shit, and people from the community jump on, we tell stories, and we do games, and we see who's doing breakfast, and we, and today was our 1 year anniversary at our new gym. And so I thought I'd share a really funny photo right at the very end of the segment. I crashed the system because it was a very provocative photo when I was in Afghanistan with just a sock on. And literally, as soon as I put that up, and because the streams are Facebook went bang, cut our stream straight away. So I learned a very valuable lesson today that don't put naked photos on StreamYard.
Flipping dick pics up on flipping Facebook Live. Jeez.
But I tell you what, something as simple as doing a half an hour breakfast show Monday to Saturday with our guys has kept us all really close as a unit, and some people have been able to it's like therapy for them, because they can talk about some stuff that they haven't. We can kind of talk through things. They can get on board, they can engage, and as a result, we've actually got I've had people from the UK, Singapore, kind of pop in and say hello, and it's been it's been a really cool thing, and that's the cool thing you talked about. Embracing technology. I'm the biggest technophobe on planet Earth. I mean, I had to go buy these things, which I've always mocked people about. Because I'm like, oh, look at that. But no, bang on. I'm now using it because it's such
looky.
Looky. And now I'm that guy because it's so powerful. I can now do movements and coach a class, and I can be 15 meters away from my laptop, which has got a terrible web camera, which is what I need to now buy as a new web camera. But I can now coach a class, do the class, get up there, see, and I don't have to worry about my voice dropping and stuff like that. It's been an amazing experience because I've had to learn stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I'll start with the momentum bit. The momentum bit, my approach to it, the same way you see it is like the one piece here and you don't know to it. I can see that piece at the end, but I'm prepared that that's going to be years away.
Yeah,
years.
100%.
And I'm like, cool, yep, sweet, yep, cool. And then all I do is each piece, I know that I always think about there's 100 of me lined up, and everyone's been reactionary waiting for someone to give an opportunity, and I'm going to be the one guy that takes one step today. That's it. Just one step. Cool.
Yep.
I'm going to do one extra show right now because XYZ. I'm going to do this one extra little piece, and it gives you one step forward. But then when you extrapolate that over time, that is opportunity, that is learning, that is growth, that is whatever. Then you just keep going. And I don't care if I go from, like, I'm about to make one crazy wide, and it's not a step back. It's just super wide. And but I know that it's going to be one step forward, net, instead of pause, do nothing, and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's that I always talk about, when I do keynotes and shit, I'll be like, when I used to do keynotes before events got shut down and no humans around anyway. But I talk about basketball versus soccer because we can maybe transition to a bit of sportship. Basketball versus soccer, right? Because I'm playing basketball when I keep thinking about this is third overtime. It's 158 to 156, but we win by 158 to 156 because I took 100 that last shot, opposed to soccer where it could be like 0-0, and you're like, nah. It's like stuff that. Which I miss. I hate to love you and leave you, but we've got another caller that's coming through. Man, I fucking
get it, man.
Tell Mo I said what up. If you need any other tech shit help, I'm always happy to help. Man,
love it, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, dude.
Shot G, see you soon, bro.
Solid.
Later, bro. The bro, Abe. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, introducing live to the show, Caddy Batch NZ.
Good, bro.
You're live. How are you?
I am live. I'm good, man. I'm good. Just trying to stay safe in the bubble, do all the homeschooling, plus trying to do my own job, plus trying to do the Caddy Batch NZ thing. It's humming, bro. It's humming. It's definitely humming. And I've just got something for your bro, Chief.
Yes.
Who was on last. If he has an iPhone, you can hook that up to your laptop and use that as a webcam, which is what I'm doing currently.
The Abe, if you're still watching, sync that shit up. Listen to Caddy Batch NZ. What's your name, bro? I don't think we've met before, have we? I don't think so.
We have crossed paths. I used to work at Multi TV. For a little bit there. Yeah. So I got out of the TV business, got into the golf industry. I'm now a golf operations manager at Howard Golf Club.
Hey.
So a bit of a change. All my time spent on my days off being a contractor and television was spent on the golf course. As you do. I've seen your sticks in the back of shot on some of your videos, bro. So I know the pain that everyone's going through, all the golfers are going through at the moment. Man, just a big jump of profession. But needed something to do while. Hey?
I was just going to ask, were you there with Keith Eichen a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Got it. No, I'm always I'm really good with faces to legit, but my timing gets off. If I can get to a spot, then I can pick it. It's good. But I feel a bit of competition. I feel like you've got a better mic than me. It feels like. What are you going with? Like a? Is it what? Are you rolling
this is
there?
the Blue Yeti.
A Blue Yeti. Yeah, that's a black.
This is the
black
Blue
one.
Yeti on a shock mount on
flex on them.
Flex on flex, bro. But all of this was kind of purchased during lockdown, man.
See, there you go. It's good.
Yeah. So after watching all of your streams, I was like, what can I do? What can I occupy myself with? And it all kind of came off all of the questions that I had around what's going to happen with golf. So what I did is I got a few mates all in the industry and said, yo, I'm going to do a Q&A session. Would you be interested in answering some questions for New Zealand golfers? And they were like, yeah, man, sweet as. Set it all up. Bought a mic, hooked the iPhone up, and yeah, I've done 3 Q&A sessions now.
Dude,
That's
good
been
on you,
good.
Bro. So what's the business? How does it make money? How is it all going? How are you pivoting? What's your thoughts on the ecosystem, media and sports?
This is just a hobby. Golf is going to struggle for a while, man. Even though it was only 2.5 weeks without maintaining our courses. The international visitors, all of those marquee courses that rely on those international visitors, they're going to get hurt the most. The others that will get hurt the most will be the smaller courses who rely on volunteers and only have one staff member to maintain their course, because it costs a lot to buy chemicals, man. Like outside of golf, you don't really think about that stuff, eh? So a big drum of chemicals costs thousands of dollars, and that can go in 2 hours, all on greens. And those smaller courses don't really have the foot traffic. They don't really have the membership. They'll probably be pushing 100 members. So I'm going to feel for them. So hopefully everyone gets behind them and puts all the boys and girls in the car, goes and travels, plays their little courses, has a little beer, and just puts money into them. That would be awesome, man.
Media, you understand it. What's your pick on where things are going to go for the New Zealand market?
I don't know. Media works seem to be in a struggle. My partner's still in media, so she's considered an essential service, which is both good and not good, because I'm the full-time teacher. But I don't know, man. The landscape's it's a changing landscape anyway, right? That's a hard one for me to answer, bro. I don't really know where media is going to go. TVNZ's fine. No one needs to worry about TVNZ.
No, when you got the government,
exactly.
Stop. It's not going anywhere. And even if everything else, crumbles, I've got this funky feeling that I feel at the end of this, Kiwis are gonna feel more that sport is a right. It is a right it's a right that is dear. It's gonna get primal.
Definitely. You can already see it.
I can see it. Yeah, that's one. I mean, I don't know where that sits with what happens with Sky, with Spark, or with XYZ. Blah blah blah. Don't care about any of that shit. I feel that the people are feeling that is New Zealand watching the All Blacks again is going to mean so much more for everyone at a higher level that we've never felt before.
No, definitely. Do you follow F1 at all? Formula
F1? I do not. I can't even play video games. I know that they wear funky suits, crazy. But no, actually, I am helping a homie here in the States with something which is pretty cool, which is a project called Open Fender, around basically creating a marketplace for sponsorship of unsold real estate on vehicles, which is dope. But no, I do not follow the F1 mafia. What's the buzz?
Yeah, because for those that are into their gaming, they have started getting their actual drivers in to do simulator driving, and then they're broadcasting that out on their platform, which I think is awesome because it keeps their viewers engaged with the actual drivers of the actual teams. They get suited up, everyone's mic'd up. I think it's awesome, but that's just something that wouldn't quite work for us leagueies and union fans, I reckon. But I think that's just one avenue that I think is working for that particular sport.
There's a lot of in the States, ESPNs, they've got the NBA 2K stuff going on. They're getting NBA players to play themselves and then streaming that on another channel. Yeah. Some of it's good, but there's a lot of pure desperation just to create anything at this point for a lot of different businesses or brands. So I'm intrigued to see how this thing plays out, especially over the next couple of months, because it's going to get to a certain point where, you know, the NBA may have already decided that it's done, but they haven't announced it because they know what it will mean for the psyche. There might be a scenario where I'm sure there's you know, NFL players that are like, actually, guys, there's going to be no season because of this shit, blah, blah, blah. There's no way in hell they're going to say that in public.
Well, they're already talking about virtual drafts.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
I think you can
that's
still
a whole
draft.
New element. You can definitely draft. But I think it'll take away, well, it does take away that massive ass stage there when you hear your name get called out. You can no longer walk up to that stage, grab your cap, shake the hand of the commissioner, pop it on, and I think building hype's going to be difficult. Yeah,
well, every single, I guess, American high school student doesn't get their graduation walk down the aisle. Every single university. I mean, I'm sure it's everywhere as well. And in Japan, have you heard what they've been doing? Is they're getting these robots with iPads on them with the face streaming through of the student and like streaming forward. It is stuffed. Jesus, but you know, mega bro. Any other last final words?
Man, love your neighbor, love your family. Try not to kick anyone out of your bubble, because you'll regret it. Maybe, probably not. But yeah, man, love one another. We'll be all good.
Shut, brother. All right, man.
All right,
good luck in the bubble. Bye. Don't get kicked out. Survivor.
Catch you, man.
Shut, bro. Peace. Oh, it's flipping epic. Don't get kicked out of your bubble, but yeah, maybe do it. Nah. Oh, all right. Unless anyone jumps in the next minute. This is the last minute countdown. If you want to jump on the show, jump in right now, or I'm about to peace out. It's been a big day. Lots on. Gaps in the middle. Jeez, it's funny. This is obviously an impromptu one. This was not scheduled. We just finished with Tony. It was good. Rolled into the next one here. Wanted to knock one more out. So right now, if you are watching this and you want to quickly jump on where you're at, what you're doing, what's going on, question, challenge, something that you've learned, opportunities that you think in the ecosystem across. I mean, this show, we're talking about everything, everywhere. We're talking about sport, law, flipping investments, HR, hospitality, tourism, media. It's flipping nuts. Oh, shit. It's Geyser.
You're like, you even let him into this chat, weren't you?
Okay. I might have to remove you. You're too much trouble. What's cracking, bro?
Sorry.
How are you? Introduce yourself to the masses. Say what's up.
Guy is my name to your masses of not many at the moment. You could be doing better.
My mum's watching.
Hey, Mumsy.
No, she's not watching. That's all. That's all it is.
Right.
Go for it. Introduce yourself.
I've just said, Geyser.
Okay, cool. Good
Better
chat.
Yeah.
Can I just quickly say, the trolling that you've done over this last couple of days has been so good.
I'm so sorry. I'm getting to the point where I'm that bored.
No, I can tell.
Whenever you pop up, I've got to, take the piss out of you somehow. It's been good though. I appreciate watching you.
What have you, not me, the people, what have you learned? Any cool stuff?
Nah, not really. Nothing that I haven't already known. So I think probably a bit more better content would be good.
Bit more better. What would you like better?
Bit more better. Just all of it would be nice.
Okay, yeah.
I'm really
you
slow.
Like
if you get the Prime Minister, that would be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Big get. I've really enjoyed, in all fairness, everyone coming on and telling their piece and just saying what, their struggles of what they're going through, obviously, and how shit's hit the fan. And not everyone's like, I know people are going to be down in the dumps and shit, but a lot of people, especially the guys that you've had on, have been very, very positive about it. And I suppose it's it's good to see, because it could be so much worse, you know.
If they are connected to the internet and Googling anything that's happening outside of New Zealand, I think that would be accurate. You know?
What you said. I've just realized that my background's not blurred. You can see my bed. I'm on Skype all day, and you can blur your background, but you can't with it. That's heavy, eh? Hang on.
Okay, so you haven't been impressed. The guests have been shit, and I need to get the Prime Minister.
And you can't blur my background.
And I can't blur your background.
Yeah.
Total fail.
I've lied it consistently this whole call. I've really enjoyed it, and I liked it. You've noticed that I've probably joined on every one of your
I know, because you troll.
thing?
It's great. You've got great troll abilities. I think it's great.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
This is the thing. If you're in the public domain and you can't be the first to rinse yourself, like, you've got bigger fish to fry than to worry about. It's like 100%. It's not about that. It's like, jeez.
Yeah, that's why I'm not in the domain of publicness.
Oh, we've got one final caller. We've got to go. Love you.
Is
brother.
it Justin Smith? I hope it is.
No, it's Ryan Quirk.
Good man too. Don't know who that is.
Shot, brother. Oh, look. Just hit it. Just say, hey, come for a banter. Or the other ninja move is you get everyone that's not her, that she's competing with, to just have the force wave of everything else, so she feels compelled to do it. Well, you go there.
Yeah, that went over my head as well. But cool.
Oh, jeez. Love your work, guys. See you soon, brother.
See you, mate.
Peace. Oh, all right, guys. Last man up, Ryan Quirk. What's up, brother?
Kia ora, bro. How are you?
Good. How's things?
Yeah, not too bad, eh? Chilling down here in Queenstown.
Nice. I see you got the 7200 popping in the back. Is that the IS?
It's the Sony G
Oh, the
Master.
Sony.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Out of the mix. What else you got there? Is that 2470?
Yeah, no, 50 mil, cheeky 50 mil, 24 to 70 hanging around over
What's
there.
the 50? The 1.4?
No, 1.8.
1.8. Yeah,
We get in there on the kit. Get in there on the kit.
All right. Introduce yourself to the masses, and by masses I mean my mum and probably a neighbour. Like, go nuts.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm Ryan Quirk. I am a videographer down in Queenstown, New Zealand. And yeah, pretty much been trying to transition my business. I did a lot of like events and automotive stuff before the COVID-19 sort of thing hit. And now I'm really trying to transition at the moment, doing a lot of trying to reignite an old page that I had going on Facebook, as well as trying to do a bit of like remote editing for people that are wanting to do essentially the sort of content that you kind of do. So there's a few of those sorts of people around that I'm trying to get involved with.
So what do they want? Let's go in there for a sec. Events, gone burgers, wedding, gone burgers, all the other stuff, gone burgers. You've got skill set. You can obviously edit. This pivot into the online space. What are they wanting edit wise? Are they talking about, micro to macro clips? Are they wanting to create brand and animation stuff? What's the shift in demand? Because obviously the creators as well are probably constrained, right?
Yeah, for sure. So the main person I'm working with is doing he was doing conferences and workshops around SaaS products. So his name's Simon Small, if you've heard of him, Queenstown local. And so yeah, was doing all of his filming as well as editing, so hit promotion for his conferences and stuff like that. Now we're making the transition to, instead of him doing his conferences, he's doing them online. So he's running, Zoom calls and stuff like that, where he's doing training sessions for people. And then I'm taking that footage, he's recording them through Zoom, and we're editing them into little promo videos to target different audiences, say the UK and stuff like that, depending on what their kind of situations are in that region at the moment with COVID. So he's transitioned really well, actually, in terms of, really all of his workshops now are based around how to deal with a crisis. And I'd say it's good content to be making, and gives people like me, some like remote editing work to do, as well as the graphic side of things as well. So a bit of After Effects with his logos and stuff.
Yeah, it's because before this, an interesting next wave to that is right now reactionary people are doing that 100% to try and create content remotely. The second part of that is that Fiverr market, the Video Husky world, that all that other, that not bottom feedery stuff, but the outsourced. There's remote for New Zealand, then there's remote, right?
Yeah.
When you go remote offshore, it clearly the only thing you can compete on is price, so it becomes a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
How have most of the other filmers or editors or photographers, how are they pivoting? What are they doing? Because it's something I genuinely I'm obviously intrigued with and I understand pretty well. What's the vibe from most of the others in the space?
I think, to be honest, the big thing at the moment is really posting old content, going back through the archives and taking the time. I mean, in the media space and in our space anyway, when it comes to like third-party production and stuff like that, we're just constantly on jobs and we never get the chance to like even sort our files out and clean our gear and just like all those little things. So it's only been 2 or 3 weeks. I know what I did for the first 2 weeks was just like go through all of my old content, like re-rated all of my photos, did a whole big file sort out, all that stuff. And now I'm just kind of, like I said, reigniting an old page. I think a lot of people are doing that because no one really knows what's going to happen after this. We know that people are going to likely need content. I'm thinking down here in Queenstown, businesses are going to need to pivot their marketing from international over to domestic. So there's going to be a change in marketing there, but they're obviously not going to have as much to spend. So it's a bit of a juggle of what's going to happen. So at the moment, I think we're all just kind of sitting back and holding our breaths and waiting.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's an inside advice or whatever it is, but one of the things that I thought about a lot 5 years ago was obviously with Frontside, with the video production company that we ended up getting acquired by Saatchi & Saatchi, was I hit a moment where I realized, I said, you know what, by the end of this year, there's going to be 30 more Frontsides. There's going to be flipping some old mate Johnny that's come out of flipping South Seas that's now got a Twitter account with a GoPro, and he's got a flipping Vimeo Pro account, and he's now some new production company, and there's going to be more and more and more of them. And the danger where I got to is I thought, shit, what's going to happen when there's 100 Frontsides all in the same market, but there's only one Heineken, right? How do you navigate? What's your point of difference? Because the only thing at that point is exactly about remote editing. It becomes a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you can only compete on price. And next thing you know, you're flipping doing, just edit rush jobs for some flipping double browns and a steak and cheese pie. And it's like, geez. And then I had this point, I was like, shit, what would be really interesting is, instead of being reactionary at the end of the cliff, is how can we be proactive partnerships at the front with the value and the strategic thinking around what to do with the content, where the evolving day-to-day, second-to-second thing of content right now with eyeballs and attention and platforms. And it kind of shifted from this reactionary, I called it reactive projects, to proactive partnerships.
Right.
And as soon as I made that shift, and I was like, yeah, you're getting all the thinking, all the rest of it, like, yeah, we'll do that, but this is actually what we're doing. And as soon as I made that shift, the relationships all changed, because you were in the room for the thinking with the strat and the creative and the idea and the output and all the rest of it, right? Like, and
honestly, I think I would say that that's where my advantage in Queenstown has been. I mean, that the market down here when it comes to video and photography is definitely pretty flooded. There are a lot of freelancers around, so we did really think about how to find that point of difference. I have a co-founder, business partner, he's a photographer for me. He's a bit younger than me, but we've really thought a lot about how we can really do that, and that's what we're focused on, is building partnerships with people.
Yep.
So it's the same with the remote working thing. Simon doesn't really know what he's doing in terms of promotion. Like he's tech savvy, obviously. He can push record on Zoom, and if I gave him a camera, he could have, and showed him how to set it up, he could quite consistently even do that. But I think it's more around like the assisting with them on strategy. So we've set up, a WhatsApp group with a graphic designer in it, and we've added his accountant into it, and all of that stuff of setting the structure around the back end of the content, the schedule, the consistency of branding and all of that side of things. So I think that's and even if you just think about the headspace of those other different freelancers, right? You're going to have digital marketer thinkers, you've got curators, you've got creators, you've got creatives, but at the end of the day, like for him, so Simon, if he's the talent and you can help with the strat up front, the production in the middle, the distribution output, and then you sync that all together, you've essentially created
creative cloud agency, really, right? And
A
I think
creative agency. Yeah.
but like it's
Yeah.
a creative cloud agency. It's what it
Yeah.
is. It's
Yeah.
a virtual agency across all of it. Or else, if you just stay reactionary just with the one thing, then it's like, hey, here's the brief and here's $500. See you later. Piss off. Or here's a wedding. Here's your $5,000 or whatever the thing is. That's awesome, bro. Good on you. That's fucking great.
Cheers, bro. Really appreciate it.
You feeling good about it?
Yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. Like I'm in a good space in terms of like I don't know, we're all kind of sitting back holding our breath, like I said, but I mean I'm not struggling to pay my bills. I did get the wage subsidy and that stuff, so we're all right at the moment. It's just like I said, it's almost a breath of fresh air to be able to sit back and like sort all of my stuff. It's been pretty like full on rushed consistently since the start of my business. So it is quite nice to be able to sit back and strategize a little bit in this pivot.
Bro, that's mega. Any other shit I can answer for you, or any other props you want to give if people want it down there, they want to check out your website, your work, or whatever you want to plug away?
Yeah, I mean, if any other people out there want any work done with that remote editing stuff, definitely hit me up. You can hit me up on Facebook, or Snapped NZ is our business. And if you just want some education, or it's not education, sorry, if you want some entertainment, I should say, around the car stuff, then I've just started up my page, NZ Auto Culture again. So feel free to check that out if you want to check out some car videos and stuff. But other than that, pretty cruisy. Hope to see you down in Queenstown again soon, and hopefully there's a season for us to go snowboarding.
The timing of it's pretty gnarly, but I'd rather it be April now in this situation than May.
Yeah, I agree.
There's obviously a lot of logistical stuff which needs to pop down. Appreciate it, Ryan. Shot, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Cheers, bro. You too. Catch you later.
Later, bro. Good crew jumping in today. Mega. Thanks for the quick little pop-up. It is time to boost, time to bail, and I'm out of this thing. See you guys soon. That was fun, cool little session, and have a good day the rest of the night. Stay smiling, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Deuces.